Have you ever stepped out of the bathroom, caught a faint scent, and quietly asked yourself, could that be me? If so, you're not alone, and there's no shame in that question. Many women over 60 experience changes in body odor, even when they believe they're keeping clean. The truth is, some well-meaning hygiene habits may actually be working against you. In today's video, we'll uncover 8 everyday bathroom routines that could be affecting how you smell, and more importantly, we'll walk through gentle, doctor-recommended adjustments that can help you feel fresher, more confident, and at peace in your own body. Because no matter your age, you deserve to feel clean, cared for, and radiant. Before we begin, I'd love your support. If this kind of honest, practical content is helpful, please give this video a like. And if you'd like to see more tips tailored for women like you, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell. To help me improve, leave a comment, type number 1 if you're enjoying the video, or number 0 if it's not quite right. I truly want to learn from you. Let's get started. Part 1, using too much soap down. Let me share something personal that completely changed how I think about hygiene. For years, I thought I was doing everything right. Every morning, I scrubbed my body head to toe with strong, fragrant soaps, especially in the most intimate places. I believed the more I scrubbed, the cleaner I would be. I even bought all those floral feminine washes that promised to keep me fresh all day. But no one, not my friends, not my doctor, ever told me I was overdoing it. Here's what I learned later in life. The area down there is actually a self-regulating system. It has its own balance of healthy bacteria and natural acidity, which helps keep everything clean, odor-free, and protected from infections. When we use harsh soaps or scented products, we disturb that balance. Instead of helping, we may strip away the good bacteria that keep us healthy. What happens next? That overly clean feeling can quickly turn into irritation, dryness, or even infections like yeast or bacterial vaginosis. And ironically, those symptoms often lead us to use even more soap, making the problem worse. I didn't understand this until I spoke honestly with my gynecologist. She explained that the inner part of the vagina cleans itself naturally. It releases fluids that gently remove dead cells and bacteria. It doesn't need to be washed internally. For the outer area, warm water is usually enough. If you really want to use a cleanser, choose something unscented and specially made for that delicate skin. And always use it gently, only on the outside. Those sprays, wipes, and heavily scented washes might smell nice at first, but they often do more harm than good. The best thing you can do is trust your body. It knows how to take care of itself. When you stop interfering with its natural rhythm, you'll likely feel fresher, not just on the outside, but in your confidence too. And if you ever notice ongoing odor or discomfort, don't just reach for more products. It's better to talk to a healthcare provider. Your body is wise. Let it work the way it was meant to. Part 2, not washing towels often enough. Let's take a moment to talk about something almost everyone forgets: bath towels. Simple, right? But here's a question. When was the last time you actually washed yours? Be honest. Do you have to stop and think? I'll admit it, I used to reuse the same towel for days, sometimes even a full week. I figured, I just stepped out of the shower, so I'm clean, the towel must be clean too. That logic seemed harmless, even efficient. But over time, I began noticing something strange, a faint, musty smell that lingered on my skin. Even right after bathing, that's when it hit me, my towel was the culprit. Here's what I learned. Towels absorb not just water, but also dead skin cells, natural oils, and traces of soap. When they stay damp, especially in warm, poorly ventilated bathrooms, they become the perfect place for bacteria and mold to grow. And each time we reuse that unwashed towel, we're spreading those microbes back onto freshly clean skin. Dermatologists suggest washing your bath towel after 3 to 4 uses. But if you live in a humid climate or your bathroom doesn't have proper airflow, maybe no window or a weak fan, it's best to wash even more often. Maybe after every 2 uses. One trick that really helped me was creating a towel rotation system. I now keep 3 towels in use, one I'm using today, one that's drying after being washed, and one that's clean and ready. That way, I never find myself reaching for a damp towel or using the same one too many days in a row. Another small habit that makes a big difference: how you dry your towel. Instead of letting it stay bunched up on a hook, spread it out fully on a rack so it can air out completely. If your bathroom is always humid, you might even consider a small dehumidifier. It helps prevent that heavy, stale feeling in the air. Since changing these simple habits, I've noticed a difference. My skin feels fresher, my bathroom smells cleaner, and that subtle towel odor gone. It's such a small shift, but it made my whole hygiene routine feel more complete. If you're still watching and this tip resonated with you, please comment number 1 below. Your feedback truly helps me know what matters most to you. Part 3: Ignoring your feet. Let's be honest, feet aren't exactly a popular topic of conversation. They're often hidden inside socks and shoes. And because of that, many of us tend to overlook them in our daily hygiene routine. I'll admit, I used to do the bare minimum. During my showers, I would just let water run over my feet, maybe swipe them quickly with a washcloth, and move on. I figured as long as they didn't look dirty, they were fine. But as I got older, I started to notice something strange. Even on days when I wasn't active or sweaty, there was a faint, sour odor coming from my shoes. It was embarrassing. I didn't understand it at first, because I assumed I was staying clean. But the problem wasn't my shoes, it was my feet. As we age, our skin changes. One important difference is that our skin doesn't shed dead cells as efficiently as it used to. That means buildup can collect on areas like the soles and between the toes, and that's exactly where odor-causing bacteria love to thrive. Combine that with the fact that each foot contains over 250,000 sweat glands, and it's easy to see how feet can become a hidden source of unpleasant smells. Looking back, my minimal foot care routine was allowing moisture and bacteria to stay trapped, especially between the toes, turning my clean body into a quiet breeding ground for odor. That realization pushed me to make some changes, and the results were almost immediate. Now, I take a full minute during each shower to give my feet the attention they deserve. I use a gentle, fragrance-free soap and a soft washcloth to clean every part from the soles and heels to the areas between each toe. Once a week, I use a pumice stone to remove any dead skin buildup, but never more than that to avoid irritation. The most important step, though, is drying. After washing, I use a clean towel to carefully pat my feet dry, especially between the toes. That one habit alone has made a massive difference. On warmer days or when I know I'll be wearing closed shoes for long periods, I also use a small amount of antifungal foot powder inside my socks or shoes to keep things fresh and dry. Caring for your feet isn't just about smell, it's about respecting the foundation that carries you through life. Neglecting them can lead to problems like cracked heels, athlete's foot, or infections, especially if you live with conditions like diabetes. So let's give our feet the care they've earned. A little extra time in the shower, thorough drying, and the occasional pampering go a long way. Your feet work hard for you every day. They deserve a bit of kindness in return. Part 4: Leaving the toilet lid open when flushing. Here's a simple habit many people overlook, and it might surprise you just how much it matters. Have you ever flushed the toilet without closing the lid first? I used to do it all the time, thinking nothing of it. But once I learned what really happens during that moment, I never looked at my bathroom the same way again. When you flush with the lid open, it's not just water swirling away. What's actually happening is something called a toilet plume. That's a fancy way of saying tiny droplets invisible to the eye get launched into the air. And those droplets, they're not just water. They often carry traces of bacteria, viruses, and waste particles. Studies show these aerosol clouds can travel several feet and stay suspended in the air for quite a while. That means those particles can land on just about anything nearby: your toothbrush, your towel, even your face if you're standing too close. If you use air fresheners or chemical toilet cleaners, those fumes can also mix into the plume, making it even less healthy to breathe. But here's the good news: there's an easy fix. Just close the toilet lid before you flush. That small step makes a big difference. It keeps your bathroom air cleaner and your personal items safer. Since I made this change, I've noticed my bathroom stays fresher, and I don't feel like I'm breathing in something I shouldn't be. It might seem like a minor habit, but it's one of those things that quietly protects your health and hygiene every day. A clean bathroom isn't just about shiny surfaces. It's about what's floating around that we can't see. If you found this tip helpful and you're still watching, please comment number 2 below. Your feedback helps me know what's truly useful for your daily life. Part 5: Wearing the same underwear to bed. Let's talk about a habit that seems small, but can quietly affect your comfort and hygiene: going to bed in the same underwear you've worn all day. It might feel like no big deal, especially if you've spent the day indoors and haven't broken a sweat. But even on the calmest days, your body continues to produce sweat, oils, and shed skin cells. All of that builds up in your underwear. And when you lie down at night, you're pressing it against your skin for hours. That warm, enclosed environment becomes the perfect place for bacteria to grow, especially the kind that leads to odor and irritation. This is even more of a concern if your underwear is made from synthetic fabrics like nylon or polyester. These materials don't breathe well and tend to hold in moisture, creating a damp, sticky feel that your skin doesn't appreciate. That's why many health experts recommend changing into a clean pair of underwear before going to sleep. Better yet, choose a soft, breathable fabric like cotton, which lets your skin stay dry and fresh overnight. And for some, going without underwear to bed can actually be helpful. It allows the skin to breathe freely and may reduce discomfort in sensitive areas. Part 6: Not cleaning the trash bin in the bathroom. Let's be honest for a moment. How often do you really clean the trash bin in your bathroom? Not just empty it, but actually clean it. For many people, the bathroom bin is one of those things we overlook. We toss in tissues, cotton pads, personal hygiene items, and other small waste. Then we take the bag out once it's full and move on, assuming everything is fine. But here's the truth: that little bin can quietly become one of the dirtiest parts of your entire bathroom. Even if it looks clean on the outside, what's happening inside tells a different story. Used tissues can hold moisture. Cotton pads and hygiene items often carry organic matter. And when all of that sits in a closed container, especially one with a lid, it creates a warm, humid environment that bacteria and mold love. That's when the smell creeps in. You may not notice it right away, but over time, it builds a faint, musty odor that lingers, even after you've scrubbed the toilet and wiped down the sink. The good news is that it's incredibly easy to fix. First, make it a habit to empty your bathroom bin every couple of days, not just when it's full. Then, once a week, wipe it down with a disinfectant or a simple mix of vinegar and water. For extra freshness, sprinkle a little baking soda at the bottom or add a few drops of essential oil to absorb any lingering smells. These steps take just minutes, but they can completely transform the feeling of your bathroom. It's not just about cleanliness, it's about the quiet confidence you feel when your space smells fresh and welcoming. Part 7: Using old or unwashed bathrobes. Imagine this: you've just stepped out of a warm, relaxing shower. Your skin feels clean, your body feels light, and everything seems just right. You reach for your bathrobe, soft, familiar, always there. You slip into it like it's a hug from comfort itself. It's cozy, it's calming, it's part of your routine. But here's the question most of us don't ask. When was the last time you washed that robe? If you had to pause and think, you're not alone. Bathrobes are sneaky because we only wear them after we're clean. They feel clean by association, but that feeling can be misleading. Let's break it down. After a shower, your skin is still damp. When you wrap yourself in your robe, some of that moisture transfers to the fabric. If your robe doesn't get the chance to dry completely, say, if it's left on a hook in a humid bathroom or tossed over a chair, that moisture gets trapped in the fibers, and that's when trouble begins. Damp, dark, poorly ventilated fabric becomes a playground for bacteria, mildew, and mold. Over time, even the softest bathrobe can begin to smell slightly musty. You may not notice it right away, but that faint odor can cling to your freshly washed skin, undoing that clean feeling you worked so hard to achieve. It's not your body wash. It's not your deodorant. Sometimes, it's the robe itself. I used to ignore it too, but after noticing a strange smell that seemed to return right after every shower, I took a closer look and realized my robe had quietly become part of the problem. Here's what I did to fix it. First, I started washing my bathrobe once a week, no skipping. Then, I bought a second robe, so I always have a fresh one ready while the other is being cleaned and dried. I also began hanging my robe somewhere with good airflow, not on the back of a damp door, but on a wide rack or hook in a dry area. These little shifts made a huge difference. Now, my bathrobe smells like clean laundry. Crisp, fresh, inviting. It enhances my post-shower routine instead of ruining it. It might seem like a small detail, but changing how you care for your robe can elevate the entire way you feel after bathing. You deserve to feel clean and comfortable from head to toe, including what you wrap around your body. If you're still here and this reminder resonated with you, please comment number 3 below. Your comment lets me know you're watching, learning, and growing with me one healthy habit at a time. Part 8. Forgetting to clean under your arms after shaving. This might be one of those habits that flies under the radar, but it can make a surprising difference in how clean you truly feel. Like many women, I once believed that shaving my underarms automatically meant I was getting rid of odor and sweat buildup. After all, less hair should mean fewer places for bacteria to hide. Right, technically, yes. But there's an important detail we often overlook. Shaving doesn't just remove hair, it also acts like a mild exfoliation, lifting off layers of dead skin, old deodorant, and bacteria that have settled on your skin. That sounds helpful, but here's where the mistake begins. When we finish shaving and rinse quickly or skip the rinse altogether, those loosened particles don't vanish. They stay behind on our freshly shaved skin, clinging quietly until they cause irritation or, worse, lingering odor. Underarm skin is one of the warmest and most bacteria-prone areas on the body, and when you shave, you're opening up tiny microabrasions on the skin's surface. If you leave behind debris, you're giving bacteria the perfect environment to multiply, especially if you immediately cover it with deodorant or antiperspirant. That combination of sweat, residue, and trapped moisture can create an unexpected problem. Your armpits may smell worse after shaving than before. The solution is simple but essential. Always clean your underarms after you shave, not just before. Gently rinse the area with warm water. Then use a clean, soft cloth to wipe away any leftover particles. Be gentle. Shaved skin is sensitive and doesn't need scrubbing. After that, pat your underarms dry with a fresh towel and allow them to breathe for a few minutes before applying any deodorant. This brief pause in your routine can make a noticeable difference. It allows your skin to calm down, release heat, and reset before you seal it under a layer of product. I like to use this moment to tend to my face or brush my hair, just something simple that gives my underarms a chance to fully dry. Since adding this one small habit, I've noticed my underarms stay fresher throughout the day. That faint odor that used to creep back in the afternoon, gone. It's replaced by a quiet confidence, knowing I'm doing everything I can to care for my skin, even in the areas that don't get talked about much. As we grow older, we come to understand that self-care isn't just about being clean on the outside. It's about showing ourselves love, respect, and kindness, one small habit at a time. Whether it's rinsing your underarms after shaving, washing your bathrobe regularly, or changing your towels more often, these little choices protect not just your hygiene, but your sense of dignity and vitality. If you're still watching right now, that means you truly care about your well-being, and that means so much. Please comment the number 1 below so I know you're still with me here until the very end. And if you'd like more practical tips and heartfelt conversations designed especially for older adults, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. Together, we're not just adding years to our lives, we're adding life to our years. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.